The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeremy Walsh, and I'm the Director of Support for BNI Connect. Today is a webinar on building VCP with BNI Connect. It's all about filling out your online profile, where to put everything, how to fill everything out, some tips and tricks and things to keep in mind as you're filling out your profile, how to upload your photo, excuse me, all those great things that help you to build visibility, credibility, and profitability worldwide. This webinar is scheduled for 30 minutes, and we'll have plenty of time for questions and answers at the end, and I'm always happy to stay on these calls as long as people have questions. This webinar is being recorded, so if you'd like to review it at a later time or if you'd like to pass it along to friends and fellow chapter members, it will be available in two places, the first of which is on our support site. So if you click the little question mark here in BNI Connect, it will take you to our support site, or you can go directly to support.bniconnect.com. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see our training section. In there, you'll see our listings of webinars, and these are shortcut links to all of our recorded webinars. In nice order and all in one place. You can also find them all in one place at youtube.com/BNI Connect Global. And this is our YouTube site where we have all of our recorded webinars uploaded and some additional things such as a message from Dr. Ivan Meisner. If you have a moment, please also join us on facebook.com/BNI Connect Global. We do tips and tricks and webinar announcements and all sorts of things up here on our Facebook page as well. But let's talk about a BNI Connect, and let's talk about VCP. As you may know, VCP stands for Visibility plus Credibility equals Profitability. And there's stories that are coming out every single day that people are receiving business just by having their profile filled out in BNI Connect. Because in BNI, we are always meeting people and networking with people. Some of them may be outside of our general area, or we may be traveling to another place, or we may have family in another part of the country or another part of the world. And it's always great to be able to do business with people that we know, like, and trust. And BNI members tend to bring some credibility with them. So people are looking to pass business worldwide, and you want to make sure that you put your best face forward. Let me share a quick story with you. This actually happened to me a short time ago. I was sitting here in my office. I'm a member here in the Rhode Island region as well as a director, and one of my existing clients walked in. I said, hey, you know what? I have somebody in our office that does most of our books, but they're getting to some things that are outside of their general knowledge. They need somebody that knows QuickBooks that can give them some consulting, some guidance on some advanced things in QuickBooks. I said, that is awesome. I have somebody in my chapter that is a QuickBooks certified consultant. So what I did was I went to our regional website, and I'm going to go to our test site now because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here. But I went to find a member, and I put the member's name in, and I came across their profile. So when I brought up their profile, I saw something very similar to this. It had very limited information on it. It did have their name. They actually didn't have their phone number listed, didn't have a picture, didn't have any description of their business. It was very limited. What I had really wanted to do was to take this page, print it out on my printer, and hand it over as even better than a business card, because it would have had so much more information than a business card could possibly contain. So let's take a look. If somebody went to my particular page and keep in mind, this is available on the public internet. Anybody in the world can go to your regional website, do a search for you or your profession, and find you online. And if somebody had found me online, they would have gotten a lot more information. They would have gotten my phone numbers, my mobile number, my website. They could see my picture. They would get my company name, what chapter I'm in, the logo for my business, a description of my business, what good referrals are for me, top products, problems, favorite BNI story, all of my social media links, and the ability to send me an actual email right from my profile on my website. Now, this is only accessible if you fill out your profile. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to fill out your profile. Now the way to do that is to first log into BNI Connect. So if you go to www.bniconnect.com and log in, this is the page that you will most likely see. It's the My BNI Business page and gives you all your stats and the ability to pass online referrals. The place to go to update all of that information that we saw on the profiles is through the My Account button. So if you click on the My Account button in the upper right-hand corner, this will take you into the page where you can update all that information. Now once we get there, you'll notice that this is broken into a number of different tabs. So there's 6 tabs altogether, and each of them contain various pieces of information about your profile. We have the user profile, the main profile page, the user profile page, your contact details page, your account settings and preferences, your bio page, and then your training history page. Let's take a look at each one of these pages. So this first page is where you would just put in the very basic information about your business. So your first name and last name are listed there. Gender, your company name is listed. And then there's also, for those of you that are here in the United States, and we do have an international audience on a lot of these webinars, if you're in the United States and you don't recognize what this is, a VAT reference number, VAT stands for value added tax, and that's a type of sales tax that exists in most other countries around the world. Some countries require that to be listed as part of their business profile. Here in the United States, we don't need to worry about that. You can safely ignore the VAT reference number. It doesn't appear anywhere publicly on the site. But if you are in another country, especially Europe or Canada, you may need to put that into your information. The next few lines show your industry and classification. Now, we can't change these directly in the system as a member. That should be based on what you put on your application when you applied to your chapter. These would be the closest available categories that were available in the system. If they are incorrect, the best thing to do is to contact the director consultant for your chapter or your executive director or your regional office, and they'll be able to make these changes for you if those are incorrect. It will also show you what chapter that you're in, as well as your membership status, whether you're active or if you're late or expired or dropped. Now, the next 2 sections are really where we need to start spending a little bit of time. This first one is the My Business. Now, the My Business description is kind of like your elevator pitch. So if you've ever gone to a networking event or even during open networking in your own chapter where you may meet somebody that has no idea who you are and what you do, this is how you would describe your services to that person. So just really a couple of sentences, maybe a paragraph, that could very succinctly describe what it is that your business is all about. Now, one of the reasons why this one is so important is because this one shows up in multiple places. So there's 2 places that this will show up. As we said before, you have a public profile that anybody in the world can get to through your chapter page and through your regional website. And this is the My Business description that will show up. It's up in this gray box right at the top of your online profile. The other place that this shows up is when people find you on the inside of BNI Connect. So BNI Connect is great. It's kind of like LinkedIn for BNI members only, where we can connect with other BNI members around the world. Now, if you'd like to see what that profile looks like, you'll see a little profile link all the way at the bottom of the page, and this is what you look like to other people on the inside of BNI Connect. I'm going to right-click on this and choose Open in a new tab so we don't lose our place here. But if someone were to search for me and find me in BNI Connect, this is what they would see for my inside profile. And you can see that the My Business description displays on this page as well. So it's important to have this information filled out so that they can get a good description of your business. Now, the next thing on this page is the keywords. Now, keywords are how you get found when people don't know your name. And this applies in 2 places, both on the public websites and on the inside of BNI Connect. Now, in order to be found, you have to have the keywords in there. And the keywords are a one-to-one type of search. So, we're all spoiled by Google and Yahoo and Bing and all of these major search engines that spend billions of dollars coming up with algorithms to analyze what you're searching for and, take the best guess at what it is you're searching for. This is a more simplified search. It is a one-to-one word search, so whatever words you would like to be found for, you need to make sure are included in the keywords. Let me show you an example. So you can see in my keywords here, I have the words computer support. So that means if people are searching for me on either computer or support, they will find that. So let's go out to my public page here again, my regional website page. And let's say that somebody goes to find a member. Now, they don't know who I am. They just know that they're looking for some help with their computer. So what they're probably going to do is enter a keyword of computer and click enter. And here's what they'll see. They will come up with 12 entries of people in my region that have computer in their keywords. Now, here's the problem. Our region has about 1,600 members in it, about 50 or so chapters. I know that there is at least one computer person, if not a computer person, a training person, and a website designer in just about every single chapter in the region. But only 12 people have taken the time to put their keywords in. That means that at least 50 or 60 people aren't being found when people are searching for them. Now, let's take a different approach here. If I just choose the profession computer, what we'll see is a much bigger list. And it looks like there are about 66 entries for people that have a category of computer. So that means, again, about 54 people haven't taken the time to put computer into their keyword. Now, the same thing is true on the inside of BNI Connect. So if I'm on the inside of BNI Connect, the way to find other members in order to connect with them is through this magnifying glass. Now, it's great if you know the person's name. You'll be able to find them right away. So we have somebody on the webinar today, Robin Carlson. So if I do a search for Robin Carlson, I know that person's name, and it should find the person effectively. And here we go. We found Robin Carlson. And I can click through to this person's profile. I can see their picture. I can see their business description. But if I don't know the person's name, and let's say that I'm looking to connect with computer people here in the United States. Now, there's about 60,000, I believe, members here in the United States, and it looks like we are going to find, about 1,000 computer people, 1,200 computer people. So having the keywords in your profile is extremely important if you would like to be found both on the inside of BNI Connect as well as on the public side through your regional website. Let's take a look at the next tab here. The next tab is your user profile tab. Now, you do have the opportunity, if you'd like to change your username, if let's say it's your email address and your email address changes, or if you just like to use something other than an email address, you can change that at any time just by clicking change username and typing in a new username. As long as the username isn't being used by somebody else, there's about 120,000 members on BNI Connect, so as long as it's not being used by one of those 120,000 other people, you are welcome to use that as a username. And the same thing, if you'd like to change your password to something new, just click on the Change Password button, enter your current password and new password, and you will have a new password. Now, the next two things are the memorable question and answer. And what these are used for is if you forget your password. So you haven't logged into BNI Connect in a couple of weeks and you can't remember what your password is, BNI Connect will send you a new password. What it will do, though, is ask you what your question and answer are in order to validate that it's really you. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to switch over to my other screen here. And if you forget your username and password, you can choose this lost password option here right under the login button. And what this will do is it'll ask you for your email address. So you need to type your email address in. That's listed in BNI Connect. And then once I hit tab or click into the answer button, it will ask me what my memorable question is. And as long as I can answer that challenge question correctly, it will send me a new password to my email address. Now keep in mind that the answer to this question is case sensitive. So if you remember, my answer was BNI Burgundy. And if I answer that correctly, it will send me a new password. But if I type in BNI Burgundy or BNI Burgundy, neither of those answers are correct because, again, it is case sensitive. So you do have to make sure that it is matching what you have in your profile. So let me switch back over to my other screen here. Now, the next thing you can choose on your profile is your language. BNI Connect is translated into about 45 different languages, as well as about 9 different versions of English. So make sure that you're using the correct English, especially if you're here in the United States. Make sure you're using the US version of English. If you notice that your dates seem a little weird, if they're showing up as day, month, year instead of month, day, year, or vice versa, please make sure that you're using the correct version of English for where you are located. The next 2 things allow you to change your profile image and your company logo. If you'd like to add or change one of those, click on the Change button. And this will allow you to, let's say I'd like to upload a different logo for my business. I can click on the Attach Image button, which is a magnifying glass, and then I just need to search my computer for a new logo. So I can go into my file system here. I'm going to find the logo that I'd like to put up. Let's say I'd like to put up my BNI Connect support logo instead. It will upload it. If you'd like to crop it, you can crop it to make sure that it's getting all of the correct information in there. And then just click Save. And now this logo will appear on my profile. Now, just so you know, these changes happen immediately. You don't have to wait for anything. So if I go back to my public profile, for example, up on the public website, you can see that this has already changed. You don't have to wait for anything or publish anything. As soon as it's saved, the next person that goes to this site or that refreshes the page will see that new logo or any of the new information that you put up there. So let's take a look at the next page here. The next page is the contact details page. Now this is just a quick copy and paste that'll show the information down below. You can put in a bunch of different phone numbers, your phone number, direct number, home number, mobile number, pager number, voicemail number, toll-free number, and fax number if you'd like to. Make sure that you have a good, valid email address in here. This is the communication address that all of the emails in the system will go to. So when you register for an event, for example, in your region, all of the reminder emails to say, hey, your event's coming up in 3 days or in 1 day, you will get that email delivered to this email address. This is also the email address that your regional office and director consultants and executive director will use to contact you about things going on in your region. So do make sure that this is a valid email address. Your website goes into the next one. Make sure that it has the http://. That should be put in automatically, but do make sure that that's in there. And you can put any of a number of different social media links into your profile as well. You can see where there's about 15 different options for social media links. Now, the next 2 sections are your address. The reason that there's 2 addresses here, you have a primary address and a billing address, is mostly for if you happen to have a home office. Now, this primary address will appear on your social media profile, both on the inside and outside of BNI Connect. So what you can see here, I have in here primary address in line 2. That is what's appearing out here on the public website. So if you do have a home office and you don't do not want that to appear on the public websites, my recommendation is to put something in like by appointment only. That way, you're not exposing your public address, but you still have the rest of the information online that people can view. Now, the billing address down below, that one is kept private in the system. So feel free to put your address in there. It will only be used by your regional office if they need to send you any information via mail, or even possibly something like a Christmas card. Anytime you make changes on a page, do make sure to hit the update button, and at the bottom of the page you will see it flash up with a check mark showing you that it has been saved. I'm going to skip over the account settings and come back to that in just 1 second and go over to the bio page. Now, the bio page is where it might take you some time to go through all of this information, but it is important to get all of this information up there onto the public website. Now, this first section here is the My Bio page. The My Bio page is the same exact bio that you would normally get handed before your 10-minute presentation at your BNI chapter meeting. The great thing about this is you can kind of set it and forget it. You can put it up here. Your secretary-treasurer of your chapter will have access to this, that they can get this information before your 10-minute presentation, so you're not scrambling to get that done before your next presentation. It has your years in business, your previous types of jobs, spouse, children, pets, hobbies, and interests, city of residence, years, burning desire, something no one knows about you, and your key to success. The next section has 2 commercials. You can put up to 2 commercials into your bio here. Now, the reason that we would put the commercials in here is that these also display on your inside profile only, so just for other BNI members to see. It's great to do this because, as I said before, there's about 140,000 members worldwide in BNI. Now, probably 139,950 of them will never, ever go to your BNI meeting and get to hear you give your sales manager minute. Wouldn't it be great if when people looked at your profile, they could see the things that you might say at your chapter meeting? And again, this shows up on your public profile. So let me go to my inside profile, excuse me. So going back to my profile, and if I look at my bio tab, you can see that it has my 60-second presentations listed here. So that way people can hear what I would say to my fellow chapter members and build some of that visibility and credibility with other people worldwide. The next section here is the gains profile. Now, the gains profile is goals, accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills. And if you think back to your member success program, one of the things that we're taught in our member success program is that we should be doing a gains exchange before each one of our one-to-one meetings. What better way to do that than to have this information already saved so that you can do a gains exchange anytime before that one-to-one? People can see this on your profile on the inside of BNI Connect. And there's also a special report called the Member Details Report that I'll show you in a few minutes that you can do a gains exchange with any other member of your chapter before you meet with them. And finally, we have the TOPS profile. And that is your ideal referral, top product, top problem, favorite BNI story, and ideal referral partner. Now, this one you may want to fill out first. And the reason that you might want to fill it out first is because this TOPS profile is what appears on the public website. So again, the TOPS profile is this information here at the bottom of the screen. So if you're strategizing, if you only have a couple of minutes to do things, these would be the things to do first. Make sure your address information is correct. Make sure your social media links are there. Your My Business from the first page, your picture, your logo, and your TOPS profile. My opinion, those would be the first things that you want to go through and fill out. The final tab here is the training history. Now, we don't have access to change these directly. They get automatically populated as you register for and attend events through BNI Connect in your region. If you do look at your list here and you see things that are missing, though, just contact your regional office, your director consultant, or your executive director, and they'll be able to add these directly to your profile for you. So let's go back to this account settings page and take a look at what the options are for visibility here through your account. Now the first section is the member to member section, and again that is the logged in inside portion of BNI Connect. So this is only accessible to other BNI Connect members that are logged into the system. And these represent the different tabs that are on your profile. So again, looking at my profile, these are the tabs that people see when they find you in BNI Connect. There's your profile tab that has all your business information and contact information. It has your bio tab, which has your 60-second presentations, gains, and tops. It has your connections tab, so all of the people that you are connected with in BNI Connect. It has your testimonials, as people leave testimonials for you in BNI. They will display on your profile. Your photo sharing gallery, you can share pictures and even client testimonials through your photo gallery. The groups that you have either started or participating in. And finally, your training history. And you can choose which of these tabs will appear to members on the inside of BNI Connect. So you can choose to show or hide your bio tab. You can show or hide your connections, testimonials, picture gallery. You can show or hide specifically your email address and or your contact details. Now the choices are for all of these. You can show them to everybody. So even if they're not connected, they just find you, you can share that information. You can choose to share any of this information only after you're connected with them. Or you can show this information to absolutely nobody. Now the second section in here is what's going to be shown on the public website. Now again, that's your regional website, so this is visible to the world, anybody using the internet. If you'd like, you can opt out of being displayed on the public website. What this means is that you will not even appear in searches on the regional website. If you uncheck this box, you will be invisible. The second section is allowing people to email you from the public website. Now keep in mind, we will never display your email address on the public website, but there is an option to send you an email through this send message button. People from the general public can click the send message button, enter their email address in, their subject, a message. It does have a human verification here and a CAPTCHA, and they can send the message. Now this message will go directly to your regular email address. So it's not an inside BNI Connect message. It goes right to your Outlook or Gmail or Hotmail or Macmail or whatever it is that you're using. Whatever email address is in your profile, this will be delivered there. If you would like to hide that option so that that email button is not even visible, you can uncheck this box. And finally, you can show or hide your contact details. Now, the contact details are an all or nothing thing. So if I was to uncheck this, what you'll see is that there is a lot of information that will disappear. So this is, if I have the option to show the information, this is all of the information that will appear. I'm going to refresh this page now. Oh, let me save my change here. So I unchecked that. Now I'm going to refresh this page. You can see that all of my contact information disappeared. So it doesn't have any of my phone numbers or my physical address. If you'd like to show that information, make sure that you have that checked. And again, if you have a home address, my recommendation is to put something in like by appointment only, and that way your privacy is maintained, but you can still have your phone numbers and other information showing. Now the last two parts of this page are for the social media notifications in BNI Connect. Now there are social media groups where you can have conversations with other BNI members around the world. If you'd like to get notified of those, you can choose either every time a new post is added, and I'd recommend that if you are running or moderating any of the groups. You can do a once a day daily digest, a once a week, or you can opt out of the group postings altogether. The second section down here has to do with the other social media interactions in BNI Connect. So whether or not you would like those to just remain inside BNI Connect or if you'd like to be notified on the outside as well. So there's an internal messaging system. If you'd like those also forwarded to your regular email address, you can choose that. You can also have a forwarded copy of any sent messages for your own use to your regular email address. If people have requested a connection from you, you can get those forwarded, those notifications forwarded to your regular address, as well as recommendation requests. Now, opting out of optional emails, that has to do with communications coming from your regional office. If they designate one of their communications as an optional email and you have chosen to opt out of those, then you would not receive that message. So that covers the member profile portion of today's webinar. We are at the bottom of the hour. For those of you that do need to leave right away, I would like to thank everybody for their time today, for attending this webinar. A reminder that the entire webinar is being recorded. It will be made available on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BNI Connect Global. Please do connect with me here in BNI Connect. You can do a search for me. My name is Jeremy Walsh. Also join us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/BNI Connect Global. At this time, what I'd like to do is open it up to any questions. If anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer those questions at this time. Excellent. If there aren't any questions, again, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. If you found this useful, a great referral for me is to please go back to your chapters, go back to your regions, let other people know about these webinars. I would love to get all of this knowledge out of our heads and into yours. And I do think that it would be great to build your visibility, your credibility, and profitability through BNI Connect. Again, thank you everybody for being here today and happy connecting. Have a great day, everyone.